Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video, and welcome back to the Roid Run Raceway. Still a very difficult sentence to say fairly fast. In today's video, if you haven't guessed why I'm on this course, we are looking at the NE-1 race ship, which is this thing sitting in front of me, which is quite a nice, fairly detailed race ship which I saw. Now you don't just get one with this little pack, oh no. If I was to just scoot along over to here, we actually get quite a few with this one download. All in different colours, and they are all the same. If I was to just tilt myself around like this and put my light on, we can see we've got some more colours there. But yes, you just break off the one you want by just coming over to a steel block, snapping it off like so, and then you're good to drive it away. So pressing F10 and finding it in the actual spawn menu, this thing weighs in at 2,360 blocks, but you do get 8 ships and that yellow connector there holding them all together. So if you did not want to have all these ships in your world, you could just break off the ones you want and then just delete the grid, leaving what you wanted in the world to use. So what does this little ship feature as we go around the outside? So it has lights on the front and it's got some hydrogen thrusters, so it is usable on planets if you want to do that. But we can see we got a little screen there telling us that it's offline, and this nice blue hue because I chose the sort of bluey greyish colour to showcase. As we come around the outside, we can see some spotlights hidden underneath there and some more hydrogen thrusters. We can then see some more display screens going around the outside and some lovely block work. Just coming up and coming around, we go past the fighter cockpit to even more blocks. We've got some digital camouflage blocks thrown in there, and we are using the clean skin from the second DLC pack. It doesn't really matter if you don't have that or not. Moving all the way around to the back, we have got our rear camera, 2 more little display screens, some unfinished blocks, and a nice little fin part going like that with 2 lights on it. It's a very basic ship, but it looks great nonetheless, and I am a sucker for racing ships to run around one of these lovely courses on the workshop, and that's kind of weird how that just appears out the corner of the screen. Yes, let's hop into this, and raised up, so thrusters on. We can see that we've got some scripts on here. If I was to just tilt around and take a quick look underneath, you can sort of see some of the connectors and some more thrusters. So pressing I, we can actually see everything going on in here. So we've got 3 gyroscopes, which is a little overkill for such a small ship. You can see all the hydrogen thrusters on here. We've got some ore detectors, our O2H2 generator. We've got some small batteries, lots and lots of text panel screens, and air vents. But yeah, speaking of the programmable blocks, let's just go and find these. We've got the artificial horizon. We have the blog's fancy flight info. And we have an empty programmable block for you to do whatever with. So we've got this lovely little LCD screen there on the fighter cockpit, telling you your speed, acceleration, and your rotation, which is always lovely to have. And as for the actual controls on the ship, we've got our camera to view behind us, our artificial mass, which if we turn on makes you all very wonky, our hydrogen thrusters if you want to turn them on and off. We've got our lights which go around the back of the ship, so if I was to press number 6, they'll start flashing. Number 7 is for turning the landing gear on and off, and number 8 is to disconnect yourself. Number 9 is for the beacon. Coming to tab number 2, we have nothing else, so it's time to find the track start and go around. So hiding the HUD, let's go for a little ride, shall we? So here we go, it accelerates exceptionally fast and it also stops really fast as well. It's a very well made ship, very sensitive on the left, right, up and down. You see here it's got no problems going around corners where you could risk just blowing yourself up. It's very tight with its controls. But it handles beautifully. But anyway, while I'm going around the track and playing around with this ship, I did see that the PTS has gone up and some lovely stuff has been added to it, such as currency, vendors and all that, which I'm really excited for. It is something that I was hoping they would add before the game actually fully launched, because that's one thing I absolutely adore in Imperial Galactic Survival. That whole thing with having different factions, different NPCs there, and that you can go over to trading stations, trade in your unwanted junk, then you can buy, or you get currency for it, then you can buy what you need from them or other stuff. It's going to be great when they finally add that into Space Engineers, which I'm not going to properly test. I won't make a video on it while it's on the PTS, because if Elder Scrolls Online has taught me anything, is that things can change at the drop of a hat. You know, Arctic Blast and all that. I will never forgive that. I think it's going quite well so far around this track. What was I talking about? Oh yes, the PTS. But yes, I'm not going to touch that until it's fully released on the actual live game, because I kind of expect changes to happen, although they might not. But it is always good to have the solid information rather than stuff that is subject to change. But as for the NE-1 race ship, it's a very sensitive ship. Just moving my mouse around is very, very sensitive, but it does the job for its purpose. For a race ship, it's everything that you would expect. And my driving skills are not the best, because when it comes to racetracks, I like to hold down the throttle all the way. Yes, it handles well, it stops well. Going up and going down, it's very fast. Same for left and right. Look at that go. And it's just a fun ship to use. So as per usual, it will be in the description below if you wish to download and try it yourself. I highly recommend you do, because it's a fancy little ship to play around with on racetracks. It's nice and small, so it can fit on the already made racetracks on the workshop, such as this track right here. I'll also leave a link to the racetrack in the description below if you want to actually just download and play around with this track as well. And I'll be back with another Space Engineers video at some point soon. Bye bye.